quiet. Okay, hello everyone. It's Rowan Fox at the Tea Leaves and Tarot Parlor here with another channeling of the Great Transition to help all of you get through these interesting and somewhat challenging times. So, Spirit gave me a lot of information to give to all of you today. So I, please forgive me if you see me looking down at my notes. I had to actually, take some notes and write them down. So this is actually really exciting stuff. We're in the thick of it now. We're really getting ready to step into the energy of this great transition. And what's happening right now is a lot of people are awakening. And Spirit wanted me to cover awakening and the symptoms of awakening because you may already be awakened, but you may be coming into contact with people that are just waking up and they're having certain experiences in their physical body, psychic experiences, some of the things that you may encounter if you are one of the people that is waking up right now. You may be experiencing some dizziness. There may be pain in certain areas of your body that just kind of comes and goes, headaches, weight gain or weight loss, the signs and synchronicity increasing in your life. So that's an important one. And you may see even like dietary habits shifting, things that you used to really enjoy, foods that you used to really enjoy, you no longer enjoy them as much. And some different perceptions of quote unquote reality, because we know that really there is no reality, right? It's just the way we perceive it. So, moving on to like topic number 2, and this is really exciting. This has been happening for a long time in the etheric plane, where the earth grid has shifted in the etheric plane. And that actually started in 2012. And so that has been set in the etheric plane. And as we know, everything happens in the etheric before it comes down into the earth plane and our very physical reality. So what's exciting about this is now it's anchoring into earth. So those new ley lines are opening up, they're being aligned, they're being adjusted. The old lines are shutting down. So literally the fabric that makes up our physical reality is shifting and changing right now. And what my guides were so hot to tell me was that these are actually the old ways, the old ley lines, those old sacred sites and sacred places are actually waking up once again. And we'll touch upon that in just a moment. But this is, the grid lines that have been dormant for centuries are awakening. And now, of course, we know with that, we're going to get some rumblings from the earth. So we may see Mother Earth as she responds to these old lines awakening with, earthquakes or even some like volcanic activity and potential, earth changes and weather changes as well. And one of my favorite topics with these changes, and as most of you know, that's what I came down here to do. What my mission is to be a part of the return of sacred magic. And so this is starting to happen as these new ley lines, or actually old ley lines, open up. We're going to see the return of sacred magic. So what's going to happen with that is there's going to be an increase in your pineal gland. So once again, those psychic centers are awakening, and you're going to have those experiences. You're going to have the experiences that are more of a mystical nature. And so you're not going crazy. It's what's supposed to happen right now. So I just want to encourage you to to just enjoy that process. And of course, if it gets to be a little too much or you need some help, definitely reach out to someone that knows, a light worker that you feel comfortable working with. So interesting, we're going to see some new technologies developing out of this as sacred magic is returned. We're also going to see our desires begin to manifest quicker. So this is why it's so important for all of us to be keeping our eyes set, keeping our focus on what we want to see coming into our life, and really getting away from any sort of fears or doubts or anything that's going to hold us up, because whatever we're wishing for is going to come at us faster now as we're moving into this new consciousness and this new energy. So really exciting stuff. And this is going to be a time where we're going to get closer to nature. We're going to, all of us are going to have a desire at some point to be out in nature a little bit more and to experience, once again, that sacred magic, experience the magic of nature around you, connecting in with those divic energies, talking to the trees, realizing that the whole earth is alive and has a consciousness and is alive and there for you to engage with. And so that's just, amazing. So we are also going to see a reawakening of the old mystery school traditions. So, like when we talk about people being on an initiatory experience, like, in ancient Egypt or some of the other schools that existed in ancient times. So we're going to see they're going to look a little different. Once again, all of this comes out of that time in Atlantis. So we are going to see Atlantis rising again, and rising with some of the benefits of that culture, some of the old ways. And so the old mystery schools are there to help with our spiritual and personal development. They're also there to help with the psychic development. So I could really go deep on that one, but I'm not going to go deep on that one right now. That's for that deserves a whole segment for itself, really, truly. And we're going to see people becoming more spiritual, but less religious. So they're going to be breaking away, and this is kind of already starting to happen. People are breaking away from the traditional religious structure. We are also going to see the rise and the return of the divine feminine energy. So that's going to be coming out of this new grid. And my guides are telling me right now, even though this is based on the old grid waking up, it has been infused with new energy, new potential. And it's like they're awakening it and at the same time making it better, because it has to be able to work with us energetically in the times that we are in right now. So we're going to see that, and also a return to some of the old ancient wisdom teachings. So we're really going to learn how to play with our psychic abilities. We're really going to learn how to communicate telepathically with each other, astral travel. All of these things are going to be happening, and it's going to be easier because of the energy we're moving into. So what does day-to-day life look like in this? Well, get ready for the shift, right? I mean, it's not going to be like one day we wake up and we're in this perfect new reality that, and everything is like, sunshine and roses. It's like we are entering a darker period. And as my guides were channeling this to me, they were saying, don't worry about it. And they reminded me of what I tell all my clients, which is, why do we get psychic readings? Why do we channel the guides? Why do we do this? We do this so that we can prepare for what is coming. And of course, we can't always know. We don't always have all of the knowledge, because when we're being challenged or tested, as we've seen with the COVID virus, they were very clear with me that something was coming. They just didn't tell me, oh yeah, this is what it's going to be, And that's because it was my test as well to know that, or to go through that, shall I say. Um, so, uh, as we look at day-to-day life, future, because there's no going back. We're only going forward. So back to normal, I don't even want to hear anybody say that. It's not happening. Not happening. Moving forward into the future, moving forward into the new consciousness, what it's going to look like is the societal structures that we're going to see break down: education, healthcare, our political structures, religion, the way we work and play, the way we celebrate with our families. Everything is going to go through a little shift, and some things will go through a more major shift. And this is not to be feared. This is to be embraced. And of course, especially money. My guides are reminding me that's the big one. That always kind of grabs people's attention because it's our livelihood, it's a necessity, a necessary evil, as one might say, but that is going to shift and change too, and it's going to be okay. Now, the advice from the guides for you is to become more involved with yourself, your inner world, your spiritual path, and begin to disconnect from the material world as you know it. So don't be too attached to material things. Material things will come and go during this time. And so it's like if you're one of those people that, is very, you know, takes pride in acquiring new toys, the big house, the car, you're gonna have some work to do around that. Okay, so because the less attached you are and the more flexible you are with change, and of course this is going to play out for every individual differently according to their charts, but the less attached you are and the more open you are to aligning with your true self, aligning with that authentic self, and allowing what is really in resonance with who you are to come into your life, the easier this shift is going to be. And so that's really the key message right here for everyone is working on themselves to be in alignment, and then just trusting that what you see show up in your reality is going to be what's for your best and highest good, and it's going to be what's aligning with you. And that includes everything from your job to your relationships to where you live, all of that. And that's what Spirit is talking about when they say loosen the grip on your hold of controlling your material reality, because that is going to shift and change for everyone. So, and I know this is like a long-winded message here, so we're coming to a close here soon. I just want to speak on what is coming up in the next few months. So once again, you can begin to see what you need to do to prepare for it, what adjustments you need to make for yourself and for your family during this time. So August, despite the fact that, the COVID virus is still like running rampant all over the country, this month does give us a little bit of ease. It's a little bit of time to get out, to enjoy time spent with family and friends. And once again, the same rules apply. Stay outside, social distance, wear your mask. Let the less time indoors and in crowded areas, the safer you are going to be. But do take some time to yourself. Take those nature walks now. Take, if you want to take a little vacation, once again, my guides are like, not a big vacation, go somewhere close, and but get that relaxation in, because in September, September is going to be the quickening. So September is going to prepare us all for the massive changes that are coming, okay, and some upheaval that will come in October. So with September is a time for you to be working on these things that we were just speaking about, that the guides were just bringing through. And one of them being, this is the time to really write your story. So this is a time as we're moving into the new consciousness, into the new world, literally into the new world. It's a time for you to start making your lists. What do you want your life to look like? What would make you happy? What do you want to leave behind with the old grid that's dissolving? And what do you want to create and manifest with a new grid? Okay. And remember that manifestations are coming quicker as we move deeper and deeper into this new energy. So September is that time. It's a time to go inside. It's a time to meditate. It's a time, I mean, there's still going to be a little bit of being able to get out and do things, but you are going to feel that something is looming on the horizon. And then as October opens up, the way they brought it through was the first shaking will begin in October. And so with that, when they said the first shaking, I got the feeling of just kind of earth changes, some earthquakes, possibly things, Mother Earth waking up really is what it is. And I also got the feeling of the first shaking, and where's it going to shake people? In their pocketbooks. It's going to be about money. So there's going to be some concern. There's going to be some upheaval. We're probably going to see these huge fluctuations in the stock market. At the same time, they're showing me that, money is going to be okay. There's going to be job loss. There's going to be, there's going to be people, in the streets. Once again, there's going to be a lot of discontent. And so this is a time to really, stock up. Don't really leave your house unless you have to, especially if you live in a big city. You want to, or plan your trips wisely. For those of you that have been feeling called to move, and I know many of my clients have been that live in the cities have been saying, I just really feel like it's time for me to leave. It's time for me to get out. So this would be a time to take August and September and really look at, if you're going to make that move, to make that move before October. Okay. And then last but not least, they gave me the good old US election coming up. So I'm certain everything that's going on in October is going to also, create just a lot of chaos and upheaval around the election. And what they have shown me, and get ready for this, what they've shown me around the election is it's as if it almost does not happen. And, and they've been showing me that for quite a while now. And I've been asking them, can you be more specific? Because remember, we're always looking out and reading those possibilities and probabilities. We're reading those timelines, right? And so, and they told me, they said, well, once a timeline starts to lock in, we will show you. So the timeline, and this could shift, but I'm not expecting it to shift too much. The timeline that's locking in right now around the US election is that, and we can already see it. It's already there with, President Trump talking about the mail-in ballots and rigged elections. And so what's really going to happen is there's going to be so much chaos and confusion in the world at that time. And there's going to, that people literally are going to be complaining that they were not able to get to a polling place. They were not able to cast their vote. So we're going to hear that coming up. We're also going to hear more about the mail-in ballots. So there's going to be all of this unrest. And at the end of all of this, Trump's not going to leave office. There's going to be this big, I don't even know how to describe it, but it is going to be definitely a fight for the seat of the president. And there's going to be various different thoughts and ideas put forth. And one of them, the one that has the most energy right now, is that the votes will be recast, will have to be recast. So get ready, prepare for Nancy Pelosi to be running the show for a while, as we move through this very, very difficult, very, very difficult presidential election. And of course, we have Mr. Merlin here with us. So just have to say hi to Mr. Merlin. He's my magic, or part of my magic. So that's a lot. That's a lot to digest. So I just, want to say what I say to everyone I read for. Whatever is coming through, if it resonates with you and you can use it, take it and go with it. And if it doesn't, just leave it behind right now. It's not pertinent to you or your path. Okay, and also for those of you that may still be on the fence about Sacred Destiny, the workshop I'm doing with my good friend Eric Roth, shamanic astrologer, we still have about 2 to 3 places left yet right now at this juncture. So if you've been on the fence, and I know a few of you have been, now is the time to make that commitment and join us, because that is going to be a very fun and transformational workshop, definitely designed for these times. We didn't even realize how pertinent it was going to be when we created it and when it kind of channeled through us. And now we're kind of sitting here in amazement going, wow, this is really wonderful. We're excited to bring this to all of you. The first night, we'll start out with a fire ceremony at the Goddess Temple in Ashland, and your Vision Quest journey begins after that. So if you have any questions or need more information, just go ahead and contact either Eric or myself, rowanfox.com, and we'll be happy to provide you with any answers that you may be seeking about that. So until next Tuesday, it's Rowan Fox at the Tea Leaves and Tarot Parlor, and have a wonderful week, everyone.